have set up for a 2-player game of House of Fado. So you're going to put the main board out here. You're going to grab the musicians for the player count. There's some that have a 3 on the back, some that have a 4 on the back. You're going to remove those, and you're just going to put out the ones for your player count, in this instance for the 2-player. For a 2-player, you're going to have 1 critic. You're going to place them in the middle. You're going to put a certain number of customers in the bag. I'll display that on the screen right here. You're going to put those in the bag. You are going to mix them up, and then you're going to deal out or draw 4 for each section, filling each section. You're again going to grab the Fado songs that have the 2 on the back of them. You're going to shuffle them up. You're going to deal out 4. You're going to put the rest off to the side, face up. You're going to put the 5 stars around the board on the star locations. You're going to grab the Billboard tiles with the 2-player side up. That's the other side. You're going to shuffle them up, distribute them there. You're going to grab the musical notes, put them on their designated locations on the board. You are going to form a supply of the money and the dice. You're going to have the bag with the rest of the workers off to the side. Each player's board, they are going to grab their player color. You're going to grab your 3 workers. If you want to play out with the kicked out craziness variant, you're going to grab your 3 little assistants. You're going to put a cube on each section of your board here. This is in the designated section, 5 money, and this covers the table of 4. Whoever is the last to listen to Fado music gets the first player token. Otherwise, you can decide randomly. I am just going to choose as I am going first. A game of House of Fado is going to be game played in a clockwise manner until the 3rd star is taken. I'll explain how the stars go away as we go through the learning of the game. So, for the game, you are going to be taking one of your workers and placing it on one of the designated worker placement spots around the board. A couple of main things to note about your workers. If you are on a spot, you are not allowed to put another worker there and move them to one of the kick-out spaces. Additionally, if you have a worker in a kick-out space, you are not allowed to go to that location either. And finally, you are not able to go back to a location from which you took the worker. So, to begin, let's talk about kicking out. If my opponent had a piece here and I chose to go here, I would kick them out. They would then choose to go to one of these locations, getting the benefit, which I'll explain as I go to each location. So these top 2 locations are similar. When you go here, it allows you to hire a musician from both sides or just one of the sides. When you hire a musician, you are going to look above them. So these are +1, these are +2, these are +1. And then you're going to look at your board and see what rank they are. They're going to basically start at level 1, so it would be 1. So at the beginning of the game, to buy any of your guitarist would be 2 coins. To buy a singer is 3 coins. When you go to this spot, you can buy from here or here. When you go from this spot, you can buy from here or there. When you buy a musician, you'll say, so let me buy a guitarist. So I will spend my 2 coins. I will choose one of the guitarists. Let's go with this one. You'll see he's got a note on the bottom. You're going to take that note token from the supply, put it on your board. You're going to place them on your board. You're going to grab a die and turn it to the 1. Placing it up on their corner to denote that they have a fame level of 1. And then you can choose to buy a singer if you had wanted to. So if I buy a singer, same basic thing, I would spend my 3. I would grab one of them. I would grab the musical token from down here, put it on my board, put them there, putting a 1 token on them as well. When you get kicked out of these spots, in this one, you can spend a coin to grab a customer and put them at your bar. This is gain a coin, and this is just grab one and put them at your bar. When you grab one, you can grab one from either side of the street from where you are. So in this instance, I can grab from here and here. From here, I can grab here and there. You are not allowed to take the critic and put them at your bar. I'll explain the purpose of customers at your bar when I get into closing for the night. Your next 2 spots down here are again similar. Just in this one, you can take from this side, and this one from this side and this side. When you go here, you are able to grab customers to your restaurant or the critic. It's either or, not both. When you grab customers, you can choose up to 4 customers. However, when you grab them, all those customers need to go at one table. So at the beginning of the game, you have a seating of 2 and a seating of 3. Later in the game, you may be able to unlock a seating of 4. You are not allowed to put customers at the bar with this action. If you instead choose to grab the critic, you're going to check your board and see how much it costs to get the critic. So this very first part, before you move any cubes, is 3. So you would need to spend 3 coins. You would then take the critic and put them at one of your tables. So if I put them there, I cannot put any customers at that table. Same thing if I put them there, I cannot add any customers to that table, only that one. But again, if you say go here and grab 3 customers, you would then put them at the table. And then if at the end of your turn there are 0 to 1 customers left in a section, you are going to grab the bag and you are going to refill that until there is 4 customers. The kickout spots for this is get a coin, spend a coin to grab a music symbol, or spend 2 coins to grab a music symbol. When you go down here, you have 2 options. You can either perform a fado or take a music symbol. To perform a fado, you need to have the designated musical symbols on your board. You will then turn them in. You'll score the amount of points depicted on the top, so that would be 3. And then you will take the fado to your supply. You would then fill from the top one. The top one that is visible is not available to perform. It is just there so you can see what is coming up next and you can plan. The kickout spots for this location is 2 money, or you can increase the fame level of one of your musicians. You're going to do that by paying the difference in their level to where you are going to go. So if I want to go from a 1 to a 2, I would need to spend 2 coins. And so on and so forth as you go up. These 2 spots, again, are similar. Just this one pertains to these 2, and this one pertains to these 2. When you go here, you are going to promote a musician. You need to have at least a fame level of 2 on the musician to promote them. So, say, let's go for example, this one had a fame level of 3, and I go here and I promote them. I'm going to place them on that spot. I am going to score 3 points because that is what is on their die. I'm going to take one of my cubes and I am going to place it on one of those spots. In a future turn, if someone wanted to, they could come here and hire this musician. They would not have to pay the +1. They would instead be looking at, he's a fame level 3, so it would cost them 6. They would spend 6. They'd bring them to their board, and again, grabbing the music symbol that is on the bottom of their tile. This is the same except for singers and those. The kickout spots for here is grab a music note, get 2 coins, or again, put someone at your bar. So that is it for the spots or on the main board. We are now going to go to the spot that is on your player board, which is closing for the night. When you close for the night, the first thing that's going to happen is customers are going to pay for their food. You're going to look at this top part here and see how much each customer pays. They start by paying 1, now they pay 2, and 3 as you get rid of these cubes. Once you've collected the money for your customers, so in this instance I would collect 3, 1, 2, and 3. The customers are now going to applaud. At this point you're going to make sure all of your customers are laying down. This is how you would increase the level of your musicians. So your guitarists want gray or brown musicians. Your singer wants gray or black musicians. So what I can do is I could stand this one up, and this increases this from a 1 to a 2. You can see that denoted on this side of the board. To go from 1 to 2, you need 1, 2 to 3 is 2, 2, 3, and 3. So in this essence, I could go like this and promote him to 2. Had I not promoted him, I could then stand these 2 up and go from 2 to 3. This is where the patrons in your bar come in. They do not pay for food. Instead, you can just use them to applaud and adjust the fame on your musicians. Then, if a musician is at level 6 And if they are the first ones to be at level 6, they are at the top of their profession. You are going to take them, you are going to move them over here to their designated spot. You are going to score 6 points, and you are going to take this star. After you see if anyone are top, you then have the option to dismiss your musicians. So if I wanted to dismiss Manuel, I would simply send him back up here, and I would score 1 point because that is what is on their die. Had the die been 3, I would have scored 3 points. Finally, if you have a critic, you are going to remove the left 2 cubes. As you can see on the cubes track, certain things happen. So now when I grab the critic, it's going to cost me 2 coins. If I unlock this one, it's 1. If I unlock this one, it's 0. My customers start paying more. And then when I unlock this one, I remove the decoration tile, which then frees up a table of 4 that I can now do. If I am able to get rid of all of my cubes, I will take this star from the board. So for kicked out craziness, you have 3 little assistant meeples. How these work in the game is if you are at a location and you choose to leave that location, you can leave behind an assistant and go to a location. Then, if an opponent comes to that location, they would kick out the little guy, and then you would choose a kick out bonus for there. If you have an assistant at a location, you are still allowed to go to that location. Alternatively, if an assistant is there and you come to the spot, you are allowed to go there. You do not get a kick out bonus. Instead, you can either take them back to your supply or put them from where that worker had left. Going back to something I forgot to cover here, is you are allowed to replace the ones that are being promoted, but they need to be a level higher. So if I wanted to replace Valea here, I would need to have a level 3, and then this would just get kicked back up to their spot. I would score the 3 points, etc., put out a cube. But you are allowed to replace these, just they need to be a level higher. For the end game, once someone takes a 3rd star, so in this instance we'll say I placed this Fado, and I grab this star. You then are going to go until everyone has had an equal number of turns, and then you're going to get into end game scoring. So the first thing you're going to score for is you're going to consult this table, see how many stars you have, and get that many points. So in this instance, if I had 3 stars, that would be 21 points. Next, you're going to score each specialty on the billboard. You're going to see who has the most cubes, and that's how many points they're going to score the most, and then the second most. So if I had the most, that's going to be 14. They'd have second most, so that'd be 7. Here I have second most, so I would score 6. Here we are tied, so you're going to total them up and then divide them. So 12 plus 6 is 18, divided by 2 is 9. Each musician left in your club is going to score equal to their die value, so that's another 5, 8, and 9 points. Each player is going to see how many Fados they performed. With this table here, I performed 3, so we have another 10. And then you're going to get 1 point for every 5 coins, so that would be 2 points. At the end, obviously, most points is the winner. The tiebreakers go most stars, most Fados, most money, and then a true-on tie. So that is how you play House of Fado. If you want to help support the channel and keep these videos coming, there is multiple ways of doing it. You can head down below and hit like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. You can go ahead and join our Patreon, hit up our Ko-fi, or join the channel with the join button down below for exclusive member perks. And finally, if you want to shop somewhere for your board game needs, you can shop Miniature Market. We have an affiliate link down below. If you hit that link below and then buy something, we do get a portion of those sales to help fund the channel. Alrighty, so get playing some music.